Have you ever wondered why you do the things you do and what's the point of all of this? Anyway, welcome to the Just Zander podcast. I'm your host, Zander Gray, and this is me talking about everything and anything that I know absolutely nothing about. But you're here, you listen. I don't know why you listen, but you do, or you don't. Anyway, that was a terrible introduction. Anyway, I just love. I just laughed at the fact that I wanted to start the podcast like that, and then it didn't turn out the way that I wanted to. I could have genuinely restarted that, but I'm not going to. I'm just gonna go on with it anyway. It's been a while. I hope everybody's doing well. I hope everybody's doing good and well, and that your life is full of good, positive things. And I mean that. I really do. I genuinely mean that. Lately, to piggyback on the last podcast, I talked about slowing down, right? I talked about like I'm driving this car, I'm driving really super fast, trying to get to the next destination. I just completely spaced on what was going on around me. And I've slowed down and have garnered relationships. I have garnered better understanding of what I want in life and what I want to do. And also I've been struggling with this for a long time. I just didn't know what it was called at the time. But it's just purpose. Is understanding purpose of what I need to do in life and what my purpose was, and that the fear, I don't fear death, I just fear what comes after death, right? That's what I'm mostly afraid of. Um, and that I'm big on leaving a legacy for myself and just working on being a decent human being, and that I hope that before I leave, I've gotten a chance to inspire and help motivate people in my life and to those around me. And I thought about that too, and that is pretty fucking selfish, like who am I to think that? Like truly, like to have that kind of ambition, that kind of authority, like who am I to like I hope to motivate people, I hope to inspire people, I hope to encourage people to go after what they want in their lives and whatnot. But who am I to do any of that stuff, And I've been struggling with just understanding myself sometimes, and I've talked about this before. The hardest thing to really do, in my opinion, is be yourself. Be yourself unapologetically, right? I mean, hoping that you're a good person, that being yourself, that you are truly a good person, and you have no ill intent of other people and whatnot. But that I struggle with that. Like you would think being yourself is the easiest thing to do, and I respect and kudos to anybody that are able to do that through and through every day in their life. But sometimes I guess it comes down to identity, right? Like what are you about? What is your worth and all that other stuff? And I just come to realize slowly but surely that anything that we want to do in life is, you can't do it alone, man. You can't do it alone. I struggle with that. I I have such a high expectation on people, on human beings, and that I always expect everybody and anybody to be better than me and just up here, right? Up here. I'm trying to show in the, so I want to go higher, but let's say this is the ceiling, this is the cap, and I expect everybody to be up here all the time and be genuine, perfect, everything, right? And that's ridiculous. That's a ridiculous notion for me to have of on other people, because I have that for myself. I expect myself to be the best that I can be, a decent human being, all that stuff. And I just, it's just a weird notion and ridiculous, selfish notion to have for other people. And I have a hard time letting go of things. I have a hard time uh, always depending on other people because I've been disappointed a lot, a lot in my life, and that I know that that's why I always feel alone. And humans, again, I don't know anything. Okay, I read a lot of stuff. I make my own assumptions. I make my own theories on things. So if you agree with me, dope. If you disagree with me, that's dope too. I mean, we can have a discussion. But anyway, to go back to what I'm saying, humans are not supposed to be alone, right? We're not supposed to be by ourselves. Like even like there's research or whatever stating that if you're in solitary confinement, you go crazy. You have to have like genuine control of your mind to be able to come out the other side okay if you're in solitary confinement. But even then, most people go insane. I wouldn't know. I've never done it. God, every single time I do a podcast, I'm like wanting to sneeze. Oof. Maybe it's the allergies. Anyway, uh, where was I? So I realized that, and this could be almost spiritual in a sense. Like I thought about like doing things, not doing, being able to do things alone. Like if I want to make food, yeah, I make. Oh, that sneeze was loud. That was a peak. I gotta turn that down. Anyway, if I want to make food at home alone by myself, oh, of course I can. I'm capable, right? But where does the food come from? Like, who was involved in making that food? Who was involved in packaging that food? Like, who is involved in inventing that type of food? You know what I mean? I'm thinking in such a bigger, broader. It's fucking ridiculous. I know this, but I just thought about that, and I just grown to appreciate and be grateful of the little things that are around me. When you drive to work or whatever, who built that car and who had it before you? Um, I like to come back on identity and self realization, actualization. Like we we are all connected. I truly believe this. We're all connected, and that we're all stardust, right? We're made of the same things. Like without my mom, I'm only half of me, right? And then without my mom's mom, I'm only a quarter of me. So we're all interconnected, and just, and when I think of that in a broader sense, in a very genuine big sense, that we are but a speck of dust or whatever you want to call it, it's just it frees me. It calms me down, and that it genuinely helped with my anxiety of just existing, you know? Wow. Helps me with my anxiety of existing. Because we put so much pressure on ourselves to provide, to support, to hopefully be strong enough to take care of ourselves and the ones we love. Like every day, every damn day, we put ourselves through the ringer to make sure that by the end of the day, everything is well and good and that we're safe. Basic human uh, necessities. I know I feel like I'm going on a rant here, but that's not going to stop me from staying in shape and being aware of my surroundings and make sure that that I'm safe, my family's safe, being aware of that I need to support like all of that is ingrained in us, ingrained in me, and that I struggle with validation and success and expectations, all this like flaws or whatever you want to call it. But then again, I'm also thinking about the beauty of just existing and the anxiety of existing, but how we can't do anything alone, how that we're truly free in ourselves if we let if we if we allow ourselves to be, and that when you're genuinely doing something you love and doing something with purpose and authenticity, that everything else doesn't really matter and it's just part of life, good or bad, and that you're enjoying it nonetheless, and that the stresses that we feel that are real, that are affecting day-to-day lives, are okay, and that are, I don't know, man. What I'm saying is everything's gonna be okay, and that we also are responsible in taking care of ourselves, and that we put ourselves in certain positions that we are in complete control of everything. And then if we're not, then we let go of the things that we can't control, and we accept the things that we can. And does this make any sense? I feel like I'm still tiptoeing around it. I'm still trying to understand the basic theory and arguments and whatever of it. And that, why are we here? Why do we exist and all this shit, That we live our lives and we die. What's the point? Sounds so crazy, but yeah, man, like think about that. You live and you get mad at stupid things, but you feel the way you do, and you want certain things, and you want the things you want, and like nurture, nature, all this stuff. Why are we here? Why do we do the things we do? Why do we exist? Man, that shit is interesting to think about. Just really think about that. Think about existing. Somebody brought this up. I forgot who it was. It was just like an entrepreneur. Again, whatever, right? But your life, you have a one in four something blah 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 billion percent of existing. You are that one. I think everything had to make sense for you to exist. You know what I mean? So isn't it your absolutely right? Isn't it your absolutely duty, responsibility to live your life to the fullest, right? Am I right? I don't know. Is it? Is it our right to do that? And also help and share and love other people and yourself, most of all, along the way? Is that so hard? Why is that so hard to do? Why is it easier to destroy? Why is it much easier to just hate and be angry and just, I struggle with anger. I struggle. I don't know what it is. I get angry at things. Um, I, just little aggressions or whatever that I've faced growing up, uh, struggling with validation, success equals money, expectations, all this. Um, but I lost my train of thought. But I'm just saying, why do we do that? Why do we get? Why is it easier to do the bad stuff? Like all the good things, like working out to look good. That takes discipline. Like that takes so much discipline and consistency. To get good at anything, that takes discipline, consistency. Keep doing, like, nothing with meaning is easy, right? Nothing. Like nobody tell like you can talk to a tattoo artist, like he doesn't tell you like, oh yeah, I started drawing and I started getting clients and I'm the best tattoo artist in the world and I get paid lots and lots of money. Like, no. I'm a musician. I just picked up a guitar and then blah blah blah, blank blank blank. I write. I mean, songs don't sound like that, but I kind of think they should. Um, and boom, you're a fucking international superstar. Like, no. Along the way, there's some certain hard work and certain like things you have to do to get there, right? But it's easier to talk shit. It's easier to troll people. It's easier to hide behind the keyboard. It's easier to just not do the things you love because it's hard. Like you work a 9 to 5 job. No, nothing against that. Like I do it too. Nothing against that. I struggle with that. Like we put ourselves in that position. We because it's easier to do that. Easier by quotation. Um, Certain jobs are hard. Don't get me wrong. I'm with you, baby. I'm with you, baby. Um, it's easier to do all that. It's easier to not go after what you want to do because the failure and the amount of work you need to do, the sacrifice that you need to sacrifice, uh, is hard. It's extremely hard, man. So it makes you question, like, why do we exist? Why, like, because in the end, once you reach enlightenment, once you reach nirvana, then when you die, you die. When you die, you've accomplished life. When you die, you know what I mean? And then let's say you accomplish everything. Let's say you want to be an amazing musician and then boom, you're an amazing musician, you're a superstar. You want to be an actor, boom, you won 20 fucking Oscars or whatever. Boom. You want to direct a movie, boom, you direct a amazing movie and it's the best movie in the world by bar none. Like, you know what I mean? And then on that flip side, then life doesn't have meaning because everything is easy. Like, what the hell? What is going on? Uh, I'm sure. Here's the thing. I'm sure most of you, some of you, might have the answers from me. And you're listening to this, and you're like, "What the fuck is he talking about?" Respect. If you feel that way, then fuck you. Just kidding. If you feel that way, ignorance is bliss, man. Like I have so many questions. I have so many thoughts in my running through my head, and it's a lot of who, what. It's mostly why. It's mostly why, how come, how. You know what? All the who, what, when, where, and how. Maybe not where. It depends. Where can I get information? Yeah. It's a lot of questions. Either way, it's a lot of fucking questions. Just too many questions. What movie quote am I referencing? 100% you're not gonna get it, but if you do, DM me. It's just raised too many questions. Yeah. uh, yeah. Oh man, I thought about this, right? We did, well, I did a podcast and I talked about, if you have any superpower in the world, what would it be? And I picked healing factor, but also I still want to be able to be, essentially it's immortality, but I also want to still feel pain, right? Like if I cut off my hand will grow back, but it's gonna hurt like hell, right? Okay. But the base of that reason is not wanting, the base of that reason is wanting to live life and gaining knowledge and not having to worry about time. But it just got me thinking, if that were to happen, if when it happens, come on, life, when it happens, no, just kidding. Uh, if it happens, am I gonna be able to really live life to the fullest? Because I'm not gonna die. It's like I almost am aware that I would just go, "Oh, I can do that tomorrow. I have forever, right?" That's the whole point of life. You have a specific amount of time. Well, not specific. You just have a general amount of time that you're able to live your life, and then hopefully you accomplish everything that you want to accomplish before you die. And that's the whole point. I can feel when you're listening, I feel like your brain is either expanding, tightening, exploding, or you stopped listening a few minutes ago. But if you're still here, thank you for fucking everything, man. Thank you for listening. Thank you for, like, if you're out there and you listen and you agree, disagree, please, 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 please DM me. Please talk to me. I want to hear your thoughts. I want to get to know you. Truly, really, I'm genuine in this. Since the pandemic happens or whatever, fucking a year ago, I started losing myself and I started talking to people outright, like texting, calling, all that. I want to do that with you. I want to do that with people that really genuinely took the time to listen to my podcast and listen to what I have to say, whatever that I'm doing. Like, who am I? I'm nobody, but you took the time to do it, and I fucking appreciate that. And I love you for it. I genuinely love you for it. And if you're out there, please say hi. Please say hi. Uh, Make me feel like I'm not alone, for feeling this way or thinking this way, or the past podcasts that I've done. Um, I haven't been consistent because I just have been wanting to live life a little bit and wanting to really understand why I've been feeling the way that I felt or feel, you know? And I genuinely love talking, hence the podcast. I mean, I have two, for fuck's sake. Um, I share the other one with somebody else. I think he's mad at me right now. We'll talk about it. Um, but yeah, I feel good about things. I feel more myself than I have ever felt in a long time. And I'm I'm content with life. I'm loving where it's taking me and where it's gonna take me. I'm open to my doors, my arms are open, and I'm ready. I have questions. I'm curious. Anyway, that's all we have today, folks. If you have any questions, DM me. I'm getting rid of the IG, the Just Xander podcast Instagram, because I feel like, and this is on me. This is for me. I feel like there's too many things to kind of juggle, And I feel like if you listen to me, if you fuck with me, then it should be on one. You don't have to go to places to find me. It should be in one centralized location, one Facebook, one Instagram, you know what I mean? That's how I feel. And you can email me at abraxasindustries@gmail.com. So Abraxas spell, it's my middle name, ABRAXAS Industries at gmail.com. That's where I do my most business or whatever. Email me. If you know me, if you have my number, text me, DM me on Instagram at just Zander. I've been just living life. I'm working on more music, just stuff like that. And I appreciate you. I appreciate all of you. If you need any sort of help, if you need an ear to listen, to just hear what you have to say or just want to chat, I'm here. I'm here. I'm here. And let's share stories. Let's uh, let's have fun. Let's live life. Anyway, I'm Xander Gray. You're listening to you're listening to Just Xander podcast. I appreciate you. Have a great day. I love you. Peace. Oh my Lord.